a huge honor and privilege to have Mr. Anupam Kher here with us at IFA New York. It's a pleasure having you back on Bollywood Hungama.
Always nice to see you, and you get great reaction from actors all over the place. I saw the press conference the moment you entered. They said, "Wow, Faridun is here."
Thank you. In fact, sir, we would love to speak to you much more. Made it ke baad mein ab hamari baat ho rahi. I think we should be speaking much more often as well. So how's the vibes out here? We are at Times Square right now.
Amazing. IFA ka kamal yahi hai ki that wherever you go, they bring it a certain personal warmth to the event. You can see that. You can feel that. You can see it in the press room. You can see it among people. So I think people come with that attitude, and now all three of them, Viraf, Andre and Sabas, they are such wonderful people that they bring it a certain amount of personal touch to it and vibration, and that also to have it at Times Square is the most vibrant place universally. So I think it's fantastic.
Right. You have all this Broadway and all these musicals and everything around here, the hoardings. Do you find it fascinating?
It has a cultural vibes. Broadway pictures, all this big Radio City, one of our iconic signs of so many movies. We have seen that, and even to walk in this city with all those neon lights, it's fantastic. I think
in fact, this is the 18th IFA, and you attended all the IFAs, and you were the host for the first one.
I have attended most of them. I was the host for the first one, 2000 Millennium and Dome. We had done it, and I think except for one or two when I could not come, but I have attended most of them, and the journey of IFA is very inspirational.
Right. And even the sort of response that you've been getting, I was watching, and one of the journalists, she was totally hell-bent that you were going to be winning for Dhoni this year.
I wish I was that sure, but it was very sweet.
At the opening ceremony, there were people who were rooting for you as well.
I think there is, over the period of 32 years, one has garnered a lot of warmth and love from people. It has a lot to do with the way I think I have shared my love with them, and I think having done 508 films, I'm part of their life.
Absolutely.
And Dhoni is a very good performance, even though I'm saying it myself, because it was a very difficult role to play an ordinary man. MS Dhoni himself is an extraordinary person, and you can see that. But when I met Mr. Pan Singh Dhoni, which is Mr. Mahendra Singh Dhoni's father, he's a very simple person, and to play simplicity needs a lot of caliber and lot of hard work, because the easiest thing in the world is to do dramatic roles, but to do films like Khosla Ka Ghonsla, and more than that, there's Mr. Dhoni. So I think I'm very touched by a few journalists saying that, oh, we are rooting for you and hopefully you will get it. And yesterday in the press conference, a section of people were saying you will get it. Means, well, if I get it, I'll be very happy. And the second option I'm not going to talk about.
So talking about the common man, you started your career with a common man that still resonates. You just, I think, celebrated 32 years of Saransh recently.
Yes.
And I think you and Bhatt Saab just share these love letters now and then, which is, I think, between the tutor and the pupil.
I do a show on Republic called Anupam Kher's People. So I interviewed Suraj Barjatia, which I thought was the most amazing thing I felt as an interviewer, because he doesn't talk much, and I did a 1-hour show with him. So after that I missed Mr. Bhatt, so I went to his house, and they were so sweet. They showed me my scene, that Asthiyon wala scene, and we were watching after 32 years. So it was it's historical to be able to see that, and so Bhatt Saab and I have amazing relationship. Whatever I am today, thanks to him. Bhatt Saab not only gave me my first film, it also gave me an attitude to live. Just before the film that we were to start on the 1st of January 1984, we were just to start my first shot. I asked Bhatt Saab, so what is one dominating feeling that this character, B.V. Pradhan, should have throughout the film? Just kill me, 5 minutes before. And he did not even think, and he said compassion. So that compassion stayed with me as a person till today. So I think हमें सिखाया गया है कि जिसने आपके जीवन को इतना कुछ दिया है, उसका न सिर्फ कृतज्ञ होना, ग्रेटिट्यूड ही नहीं है, but I think it's very important to once in a while to hug the person.
No, absolutely, absolutely. I think it's really wonderful because to remember that is extremely important as well. Now, when you just remember Saransh, and when the fact that you remember it and you're extremely just really grateful as you mentioned, because many people would not know the fact that you were part of Jaane Bhi Do Yaaro. Your scenes were chopped off. You're working with on something with Muzaffar Ali as well, and that did not transpire as well. So the fact that you attained that success after such a lot of hard work, and the fact that so many people rejected you must have been something. How important is it for any creative person or any person whatsoever to be rooted, to remain rooted?
I think rejection is the greatest thing that can happen to you. Failure is the greatest thing that can happen to you. If you take it in the right perspective. These stories are iconic stories. Today, when I say my scene was chopped out of Jaane Bhi Do Yaaro, I was thrown out of the film Saransh 10 days before the film was to be shot. Sanjeev Kumar Saab was brought in. I was going back to my hometown, Shimla, and packed up my thing, but I thought I must go and tell Mr. Bhatt what I think of him. And I fought with him, and I cried and did that. So all these stories, you will remember that when you narrate your stories to your friends, you will always narrate them stories where things did not work for you. और फिर मैंने ऐसा किया, ये बर्बाद हो गया, ये नहीं कुछ हुआ. All during the shooting of Hum Aapke found we had facial paralysis. उससे ज़्यादा क्या हो सकता है? For the last 8 months, I'm going through my physiotherapy about this leg because I walked a little too much. But life is about these things. Life is not about फिर मैंने ये जीता, फिर मैंने वो जीता. Of course, that becomes part of it, but only because you've gone through not so great time.
Absolutely.
So I am very happy, and I've done a play based on my disasters. कुछ भी हो सकता है.
Correct. I've spoken to Firoz Sahib about that.
Yeah, so it's wonderful to be कितना छोटा सा शिमला का लड़का आज टाइम्स स्क्वायर में आपके साथ इंटरव्यू कर रहा है, अपनी 510वीं फिल्म के बारे में बात कर रहा है, एंड गॉड इज काइंड. So और क्या चाहिए लाइफ में?
No, absolutely. So I think in recent times you had some really phenomenal dialogues that have stayed with you as well. But one dialogue that I think in recent times that I think is really wonderful that you are having in Toiletic Prem Katha, which is if you change nothing, nothing will change. Akshay sir, he showed me the promo, and I just immediately requested him that can I tweet this, because I'd seen the promo quite a few days back, and he said that yes you can. So if you change nothing, nothing will change. It's a wonderful. It seems like a wonderful concept in terms of what we are doing for the toilet part of it. But many people don't even know that how big the enormity of the problem as well is. So how important is this dialogue personally for you?
You see, I was sitting with the writers. I was telling them, talking to them. I said, look, this is the only person, one of the few people who is broad-minded on this side of the family, on Bhumi side. एंड अगर वो दिखाना चाहिए, जो आदमी थोड़ा सा ऐसा है तो उसको कोई अंग्रेजी को जो इस तरह की लकोक्तियाँ दीजिए, यू नो दिस फ्रेजेस दीजिए. सो दीज बोथ द राइटर्स केम अप विद दिस थिंग, इफ यू चेंज नथिंग, नथिंग विल चेंज. I think it's a great not only dialogue but a philosophy.
Absolutely.
You need to make difference. You need to do all that. And Toiletic Prem Katha is not only a film; it's a revolution. Because having been independent for the last 70 years, and we still have to defecate in the open, not men but women, more than anybody else. I think it's the most sad thing. And Akshay doing that film takes the whole campaign to another level.
Absolutely.
It could have been easily a so-called small budget film with an art film actor kind of a thing, made it very realistic.
Absolutely.
But hats off to Akshay Kumar for having the courage to do this film, not in the terms of that you play safe, but thanks to him that I was in a small town in Madhya Pradesh, and there were about 10,000 people gathered, and I just told them in 2 minutes. I told them the theme of the film. They were like clapping for 5 minutes. They were so thrilled about it.
Absolutely.
So that's important.
Absolutely. And I believe you launched the promo of your film Ranchi Boys at Fox TV today.
Yes, Ranchi Diaries. Ranchi Diaries. I was the Fox New York, the Good Day New York show called me, and they were very generous to sort of. I told them that I want to launch my teaser, and they were very generous to show the teaser. In fact, they were promoting my show, showing your still with me, which we did. Yeah. So I am very excited about Ranchi Diaries. We have co-produced it with Coconut Movies. It's about these 4 boys and 1 girl, Saundarya Sharma and Taha and Himansh. And Jimmy Shergill is there. I'm also acting. Satish Kaushik is acting. It's a very new age. Satvik Mohanty is the director. It's you can make films about smaller towns because they are much more earthier. Dhoni was a small town boy. Ranchi from Ranchi. Yeah. So their stories are much more interesting than stories from cities.
Absolutely.
So I'm very excited, and I'm very excited to launch that teaser hopefully in IFA also day after, and so we are planning to release that film on 5th of October. It's a small film, but I think it has a lot of interesting moments, and hopefully it will do well.
Fantastic. Last question. The reason why I said that we should meet often, because there's so much to ask you. There is so much that one can talk to you about. We discussed about your a memoir on your father's, because you were extremely close to him, and you used to, I think, share some wonderful vignettes about him on Twitter, and I think that can make for fascinating reading as well. You said that you'll be considering maybe writing a book on that, and just
I am in the process. 2018, in my next book is coming, which is based on my life. I can, on your show, reveal the title of the book.
Please do.
It's called Lessons Life Taught Me Unknowingly.
Lessons Life Taught Me Unknowingly.
Yeah, okay. So that, my father was my best friend. In fact, now my videos with my mother do very well on. My mother is a social media queen on my social media tweets and Facebook and everything. Right. I keep doing her interviews, and she's one person who can beat any actress in not being self-conscious at all. Right. So my father, mother, these are the people who were my first information towards life and performances, etc. And my father was my biggest fan from my first play in 5th standard, which was a disaster, to the last film that he saw. His expression was the same.
What was the last film he saw?
My last film, I think in 2012, he saw was Wednesday. The last film. One of the last films. He used to see everything. Okay. In fact, something very fascinating. My father used to have a, iron, पुराने trunk होते थे ना? जी. तो वो खोलने नहीं देते थे. Iron box जैसे होते थे, उनमें ताला लगा होता था. तो all our life, we remember him not letting us open that thing, and we did not, क्या पता नहीं क्या रखते हैं. So after he passed away, we had to take a decision whether we should open it or not. Yes, but then we could not open it. So when we open that, you will be surprised, and that all my press cuttings from 8th standard till I was doing my 450th film, yes, wherever my name was there, he had underlined that. चाहे वो मेरा रिव्यू था, बुरा रिव्यू था, जहाँ भी अनुपम खेर लिखा होता था ना उर्बन साहब में, तो वो पुराने मेरे मेमोरेबलिया, मेरा आईडी कार्ड मुझे एक मिला एनसीसी का. So I think that was a treasure trunk that of mine, which had. So these are the stories which make us richer. Absolutely. These are the stories which make us feel that parents are the most important people, and we take parents mostly for granted. And I believe love is to be expressed. I believe you can't take parents for granted, whatever we are today, and we have to say it. We have to say, I say to my mother every day that I love you. It's important. It's important. I don't take it for granted. Absolutely. And we don't want to regret that, oh, I could not say it.
Right. So, can we see this entire, because when you're telling all these things, it seems like a screenplay in many ways as well. Can we see you directing something on the similar lines? You directed once with Om Jaya Jagdish. I think it was a very nice film, maybe slightly slow, but it was definitely a nice film. Can we see you directing, or maybe someone else directing that?
My life is, I have done my life on stage called Kuch Bhi Ho Sakta, the play that I do. It's my base one-man show about my life. Right. It's about my disasters. I would let this book come out, right, and I would like to direct it myself. Yeah, but then sometimes it's very important that I may write it and somebody else may direct it. Right. I do not know. I have never thought of it.
The way you're perceiving it right now, the way you're talking about it right now, that seems that I never imagined it, but after Om Jai Jagdeep, it seems that it's something which is extremely close to you.
I feel that.
Maybe you can narrate it, can something else.
Also, I look at my life in a very comic sense. I think it's a very interesting.
The way you said side parting, and it's very funny.
Yeah, because that's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. In fact, last month I was in a hotel where when I checked in, they kept a hair dryer and a shampoo and a big long comb in my bathroom. So I called up the manager of the hotel and I said, I'm going to sue you for mental trauma.
Right.
Oh yeah, America जैसे में बड़ी डर जाते हैं कि क्या बात करें. This is what happened. I said, you have seen my picture in my passport. You saw me while I'm checking in. Still, you have kept these weapons of mass destruction in my room, and I'm mentally traumatized. He said, I can give you upgrade you to a bigger suite and this and that. I said, no, it's happened now. I said, look at this, come in. फिर मैंने उसको अपनी फोटो खींची एक उस बड़ी कंघी के साथ. मैंने कहा, what do I do with this? So I think sometimes it's very important. Not sometimes, most of the time it's very important to look at life with a great sense of humor. Yeah.
So lovely talking to you as always. Pleasure. I'm looking forward to this book, and I hope that you direct as well. That will be like really something to look forward to. Thank you, Mr. Thanks a lot. Lovely. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you.